I'm about a week late to this, but I thought it'd be fun to take a look at my PlayStation 2021 wrap up. You can access yours at the link below. Just sign in with your PlayStation account and it will populate some fun statistics for you to take a look at to see how your 2021 PlayStation campaign stacked up to everybody else. I was actually kind of surprised that my total hours played were a little bit lower than I had thought. I did primarily play my PlayStation 5 towards the beginning of the year pretty significantly, but I do spend a lot of time playing on PC with my other non-PlayStation friends. So I kind of thought it'd be a little bit higher than it was. I know my PC hours were through the roof. So I guess maybe I played a little more than I thought I did. Also, as we get down into my other games, I did buy Call of Duty on PC, and I played it a lot more there than on PlayStation because it supported ultra-wide support, and a lot of my other friends were playing Warzone with me, which was free to play, so I think that probably had a lot to do with it too. It does break down your PlayStation 5 versus your PlayStation 4 time. A lot of my time was spent on PlayStation 4 via the backward compatibility function. You'll see that in a minute below as we take a look at the actual games that I played. And yes, I did spend, it says only 4 hours in PlayStation VR. That is, I can tell you that is definitely inaccurate. I don't know how, it makes me wonder what, like, if some of the metrics are off just in general. I logged probably 50 to 60 hours in Skyrim, long enough to get outside the opening area and completely level up a character through max archery. And I know that's not something you do in 4 hours, that's for sure. I did all the companions quests, which was playing with a werewolf was insanely cool. And I did all of the Mage Guild stuff. So I'm not sure where that 4 hours for PlayStation VR came in. But I do agree with the spread. Interestingly enough, on this year in review, this is something that Sony decided to do. Basically was to show a global statistic for a game that you played. So I did play and beat Death Stranding. Not the director's cut, but I did beat Death Stranding. And interestingly enough, they decided to show that I did have, I was part of the, broken boots and total distance traveled. I guess this just is a compilation of everything. And now that I think about it, I don't think I played Death Stranding in 2021 because I have a feeling, if I'm thinking clearly, it actually came out sooner than that. Because I didn't play it, and I mean, I remember buying it at launch. Let me see if I can look up really quickly here to see when it launched. Yeah, 2019. So I'm not really sure why they're showing this. I guess because they want to show the director's cut piece. But I have a feeling these hours are actually the original and the director's cut hours combined. It says I played 23 games, which seems about right. Maybe a little low. I don't know, because I feel like there were a lot of PlayStation Plus games that I downloaded and installed. Maybe there was some sort of metric in there that if you didn't play a game long enough, it didn't actually count towards your games played. But I feel like I always at least checked out the PlayStation Plus games that were offered every month, and that was 3 a month, plus the classics that I went to. So again, this number does seem a little off. I definitely will agree that I did play Call of Duty more than any other game. I really fell in love with this game as I played it more and more and more. Really enjoyed my time with Call of Duty. And I know that my hours are just a fraction because, like I said, I did buy it a second time on PC, and I played a significant amount of time there as well. Tom Clancy, I really enjoyed. I did some videos on playing through the base game. I started playing with my buddy Phil. He kind of got burnt out on it, and then I finished it myself. Went through and did all of the Warlords of New York content and all of the DLCs. I had an absolute blast with that. To me, that's really the last good Tom Clancy game. So it was a great send-off to really get to enjoy that one. Returnal was definitely one that I loved as well. It was very challenging. I can't believe it took me 48 hours to beat that game, considering it's only, 7 levels or 8 levels? It's just so punishingly brutal and runs that would, take seemingly forever, easily over an hour, hour and a half, would abruptly end because of just atrocious enemy spawn placement. Finally did beat that game. I did a really lengthy review on my thoughts on it, and I loved it. But man, oh man, what a punishing experience. But I had a blast with it. That seems about right. Final Fantasy VII Intergrade must include the base game plus the 5 or 6 hour DLC that was included with it as well. It not only was my game of the year when I played it, but it became my favorite game of all time, finally knocking off Shadow of the Colossus, which reigned in my head as the best game ever for probably 10 years at least. But man, oh man, Final Fantasy VII, I know I did a long video on it, but God, what a beautiful, touching, fueled with just so much emotion, and the soundtrack and the characters and the combat and the storytelling. Just, oh, what an amazing experience. And then rounding out my top 5 was Far Cry 6. I did play this a little bit of cooperative. We did some of the co-op missions together. Phil and I did. It was fun. Kind of got burnt out on it at the end and started doing the golden path. I kind of gave up on collecting all of the weapons and all of the other attachments and cars and stuff. I just kind of blew through it. It wasn't anything special. I will say Far Cry 6 wasn't any crazy experience outside of the other traditional Far Cries. They have added some DLC. I did get the gold edition. I haven't gone back and touched the game since I beat it. Again, here we have another interesting community stat showing off some Returnal statistics. Interestingly enough, it shows that over 12 million hours played. I wonder how many people, actually beat this game. That would have been a more interesting statistic, because I think a lot of people just got burnt out on it. Shows that I collected 271 trophies. Here's a distribution of them. Surprisingly enough, I didn't have any platinums last year. I really thought that I was gunning towards a few platinums, but I guess now that I think about it, when the launch of the PlayStation occurred, I guess that was the year before, right? Because I thought I had got a trophy for the Astro game. Yeah, but PlayStation launched in 2020, so that was probably my last platinum, was that Astro, the game that was included in the built into the console. But that's okay. I don't trophy hunt the way I used to. I mean, if I get a trophy here or there, that's great, but I don't really, it doesn't bother me if I don't have it. Yet more global community statistics. Here showing off Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which was interesting that 88% of the people actually beat the game. Very high marks. That means that, there's only a small percentage of people that didn't see it all the way through. And I think that's a very telling statistic when you think about it, because that really does kind of, signify how great of a game it was, right? I think. There were 37 PlayStation Plus games, which again goes back to my other statistic of 22 games played. I don't know if I believe that. This year you added 42 PlayStation monthly games to my library. I can confirm I did check out each and every one of them. Some I played more than others. Some I played for just a few minutes and realized it wasn't for me. But I did, in fact, check out every single experience. Interestingly enough, Destruction AllStars, which really fell kind of just flat. I did not enjoy that game. It just didn't have a captivating, it wasn't exciting to me. I feel like these statistics that they're showing were probably captured within the first couple weeks. Word of this game traveled fast, and it was definitely one and done for many of us. But the fact that so many people were into PlayStation 5, and it was so much hype during that first kind of year of, the console launching, and PlayStation had done such a good job of building this game up on the official PlayStation blog and their YouTube channel and their state of plays. By the time it came out, it was such a fever pitch, but I think a lot of people played it and didn't really enjoy it. So I bet if you took these statistics again in like another month, they wouldn't budge very much. And there you have it. 2021 in wrap up. What a year. Thank you so much. If you are getting this, if you do this on your own, by the way, which I recommend you do, because it is interesting to take a trip down memory lane. do yourself a favor, and when you get to the bottom, click on that where it says get your reward. You'll get a unique code that'll give you a bunch of cool little goodies, avatars, that sort of thing, to just kind of remember the year. I think that's a nice little treat. My understanding is if you do this on your console, it's just already kind of built in, and it'll just populate that stuff automatically and put the code in there for you. But go ahead and do that. Get your code. You can access it directly from the website, or you could use your cell phone to redeem the code and get the stuff for yourself. So there you have it, 2021. What a great year. Looking forward to more stuff. I haven't really talked about a lot of PlayStation hits, but we have some good ones coming soon. I got the collector's edition coming for Elden Ring here in a couple weeks. We've got the Horizon Forbidden West collector edition coming. I'm really excited for that game. Yeah, it's been kind of a lull. You know, that typically happens around the beginning of the year. I've been spending a lot of my free time playing Halo and Monster Hunter Rise on my PC. But I'm really ready to dive back into a really fun PlayStation experience. And after seeing this wrap up, it just makes me realize, you know, how special that console is to me and how much I can't wait to dive back into the action. So I hope you guys enjoyed my 2021 wrap up. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. How did I shape up to you? How did my games played match up against yours? I would be surprised if a lot of you weren't big Call of Duty fans, because that was just a really special experience. But that's it for today's video. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.